EA Sports brings you a special edition of the National Football League for this Christmas Day matchup. It's the Jets and the Colts, and it's coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Hoosier State and Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Just a short time ago, smoke from the pyrotechnics filled the dome as the Colts made their way out of the locker room. We're set for football as the Colts get set to match up with the New York Jets. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, they come in needing to do something to stop this skid here before the season ends.
And if you're leading this organization, one of the things you're making sure everyone understands, this isn't about playing for draft picks. This is about playing for victories.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. They're led out by a man raised in Alabama, went to Florida State. It's their quarterback, Jameis Winston.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
On 2nd and 12, Winston. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. And he'll be out right at the 35. The numbers for him from a week ago. 7 catches, 77 yards.
And the competition gets a little bit tougher here because he's got to go against the #1 ranked defense in the NFL against the pass. The latest incarnation of the no-fly zone.
A first down throw for Winston. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Now a handoff. Taylor with it. Able to shake free for about 7 up to the 35. The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this 3rd down. Here's Winston. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game, was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. DeForest Buckner in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. A throw to the flat for Carter. And he'll be out of bounds out past the 10-yard line. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. Now a fair catch called for and made right on the 45-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. As the Colts offense makes their way out, we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything, every trick play I can think of.
And trying to get it to Ruggs, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Bryce Hall. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. So that time the pressure got home just as he was releasing the football and caused the pick.
And what it did was it disrupted that fragile balance of the mechanics of throwing the football. You know, from the footwork to being able to actually throw it downfield. If one piece of that puzzle gets disrupted, it affects the entire chance of success.
Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. And, partner, I'm going to make a quick pivot here and ask you to play general manager. It's well documented they're last in the league in offense, number 32. What changes might they make?
And this is where you have to be almost like a chess master as a general manager, because you have a few...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Colts pick it up. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Come on now. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Point after here coming up. And this is good to make it 7-0 Indy. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
There to stop it was Darius Leonard. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And he hits the tight end. It's Davis. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The numbers for Davis last week, 6 catches, 86 yards.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
On 1st and 10, it's Carter. And unable to get downhill there, so he'll take this up to about the 37. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll set up a throw. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Bobby Okereke. He brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. They'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. DeForest Buckner in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg it. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now. Fielded at the 43. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And the Colts now, they're ready to get the football back. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
That catch good for only a couple.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
Yeah, they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe, because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got who, what defense you're in. That was totally a blown coverage.
On 3rd down, Winston. And that is incomplete. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and relax them a little bit and take some pressure off, because they do know who they are trying.
Yeah, well, we've seen the 4 sacks so far in this contest. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Davis. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. DeForest Buckner, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. These sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Now as we look down, it appears we've got a Jet shaken up on the play. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12.
Throwing, Winston. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack.
John Franklin Myers in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Winston now. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded at the 33. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
The Jets ready to get going again here on offense.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now.
They'll start on the ground. Carter.
And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
Shotgun snap and a give to Carter.
Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. He'll drop to throw. In trouble, and he's taken down. A'Shawn Robinson, too much to handle that time, gets the sack. After 7-0 on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the 2nd quarter. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return.
Indy set to go on offense once more.
And they've got themselves a 7-0 lead here, but that, you recall, was a defensive touchdown, so still nothing as of yet for this offense.
Well, they're happy to have the lead. We've got to cut them a little bit of slack. It's still early enough, just a couple of drives so far, but if this one goes nowhere, those adjustments that we talked about, they shouldn't wait for halftime. They should go ahead and start working on them right now. And a lot of times, these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
On second down, it's Taylor. And he's able to get out to the 32. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Winston. And incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's in. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
That is caught. Michael Pittman with it. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 45-yard line.
Now, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. On the handoff, this is Taylor running right through him. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Hines. On 1st and 10, Winston. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. Jameis to throw it. And that's caught left side by Mo Alley Cox. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 18. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays, your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. On the handoff, Taylor. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's another 10 yards on that one and another 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, last drive they went 3 and out.
To throw is Winston. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. The sack sets him back a full 10 yards there on 1st and goal.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Sacks, a growing theme in this 1st half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the 1st down sack. Winston. They'll give him a dozen on the pitch and catch, but now they're up against a 3rd and goal.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
3rd and goal, Winston. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
And his kick is right there. It's good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And I never played quarterback, but I'm thinking as a quarterback, you're a little bit into the game now. Second quarter, you're losing. You're not playing well. Probably feels like a lot of weight on your shoulders.
Certainly does, but it's something that quarterbacks have to be used to because they're always carrying around that weight. So how do they...
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. DeForest Buckner in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. They'll set up to throw. That's complete to his running back, Carter. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He'll get this one complete to Davis. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. So a change of possession here on the punt. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added onto their lead. But that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game. But we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. The Colts on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. This is caught at the 20. And deep he goes into Jets territory before being taken down. A big play there for Indy. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And this is more of the same right here. These guys have definitely been the aggressors here in the first half. They pushed the envelope in terms of play calls, and that's reflected in the score. And now they're in a position to widen this lead.
And you can see in the next-gen stats, that one 62 yards in the air. From the red zone now, Winston. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
2nd down and 3. Winston. And he is going to be taken down. They got him. As that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Winston. Hit as he throws, and the ball is out. It's a live football. And the Jets have recovered. A bad 3rd down mistake there.
Points were already on the board in their mind. And that's the worst part about it, right? Because it's just like in golf. Never count it in the cup until it rolls in there. Otherwise, you can really get messed up with your scores. In this case, you know they thought, hey, at least 3, maybe even a chance to get 6. It's a little bit demoralizing going off the field now that you've turned it over and you come up empty.
Yeah, if he holds on to that, at least the field goal on 4th down. Now they lose it. Now a throw here to his running back. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll make this a second down. Looking to throw. To the right side, and he's got more complete. First down now, but the clock continues to move. They'll drop to throw. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he went backwards. They'll be down at the 30. And it's a rush to the line right now for the Jets. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. On third down, here's Carter.
Just his second incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return.
The Colts going to take over now late in this first half. And they'll have a decent amount of time, 55 seconds to work with to try to at least get down into field goal range. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Now Winston. Incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Winston. And he'll find Ruggs on the right side. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. A first down throw for Winston. This one complete to Devin Funchess. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They'll throw again. Winston.
He'll let this go deep for Ruggs.
And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Third and short yardage. Winston. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away.
42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10.
And the Jets going to go on offense one last time in this first half. And we'll see how they want to play this. Just a little over 20 seconds to go.
Final 24 seconds of the first half as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
He'll air this one out deep for Davis.
And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. And he will find his man on the outside.
5 yards remain on 2nd down.
They'll look to throw here. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They'll throw now on the final play. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be incomplete. So we've reached halftime here on Christmas Day as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Merry Christmas to you at home as we take you around the NFL on this 25th day of December. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, and they are seconds away from halftime, all tied in that one. From there, we head down south to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting New Orleans Saints. The Falcons trying to finish that one off and claim victory. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Jets. And this tells the story right here. As a unit, negative yards passing through 2 quarters of play. That is something you almost never see. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And this defense, they came prepared. He's probably going to be seeing them in his sleep if they don't fix things quickly.
And that's not exactly what he wants to see in his post-game slumber. So they've got to figure out a way to slow things down a little bit. Some screen passes, some draws, anything to make the defensive front hesitate a little bit. Think on their way back to the quarterback, maybe even a quarterback draw, some type of tendency breaker to change things up.
Exactly. Whatever the case, something to mix it up here.
It was Quiddy Pay who made the stop coming off the edge.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
They'll go again with Carter.
And he'll be brought down here at the 28. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll look to throw.
They'll set up the screen to Carter.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Call it a loss of 2 there on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, so much for bluffing the defensive line into thinking that they were going to be able to get to the quarterback. Instead, they sniffed out the screen pass and made a really nice play for lost yardage.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for New York. Fielded at about the 28. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop. A man down on the return. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. To throw, Winston. Flush to his right. Winston into the slide, and he's got a 1st down. He is tough to bring down, Jameis Winston. Charles, I remember calling a baseball game of his. He played baseball at Florida State, too. And you saw his legs, tree trunks sprayed in to those baseball pants. I said, how could anybody bring this guy down?
And that's part of the beauty of his game because he has that toughness, that thick body. He may not beat you sprinting, but he's real sharp with his mind, and he knows how to get away from people.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Winston now from the 50. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 40. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Now a give to Taylor. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Here's Winston. The toss here completed to Pittman. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Taylor runs over him. And he's going to get this down close to a first at about the Jets' 14. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Working out of the gun. Winston. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. John Franklin Myers racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Now, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job, because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
So they're able to build on things here with a field goal, but the question is, how much longer can they really rely on their defense to pitch a shutout?
That's a great question, because the guys on the other sideline are saying, give us the ball. We want another shot at this. So yes, tight game, he'll take the 3. But this game, it's far from over.
And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26.
Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field.
These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Another tote for Carter.
They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
They're going to look to throw. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Grover Stewart in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Boy, Charles, that time he took a bad situation and made it worse.
Yeah, you're almost putting together a nice little song there, aren't you? Because it's something you'll see from young quarterbacks. They have that tendency to retreat backwards instead of stepping up in the pocket.
Here's J.K. Scott now, standing just outside his own goal line. Oh, able to avoid him. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I think that's exactly what you're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 30, right?
Not one that I've ever met. I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down, executed it to perfection.
1st and 10, Taylor now.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
52 yards rushing for him in this one as he starts to draw nearer to a 1,500-yard campaign.
He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there, and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. Two of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They go play action. Winston steps away. Winston into the slide, and he's got a first down.
Partner, it's often the man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. His fourth rushing touchdown of the year, number 6 overall. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. And they just powered it in right there, Charles. 3 tight ends out on the field. The fullbacks of the defense, they knew what was coming.
They knew it, but they weren't able to stop him. They knew they had to meet him with a little bit of force. But on that play, the big guys up front won the day.
Frank Reich going to tell the offense to go for 2.
Winston to throw for it. It's complete. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
A pass there over the middle to start things out. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they run with Carter. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game. And this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now back to throw. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And incomplete on the deep ball. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for New York. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And the Colts coming out now. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
63 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
They'll run on first down. Hines. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Jameis to throw it. He'll check this down to Hines. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 3rd down. Winston. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Quentin Williams, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
We are off to the 4th quarter here on this special Christmas Day broadcast. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Here's Jamie Gillendow as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now out come the Jets.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin.
7 yards, the pickup there.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
2nd and 3. Looking downfield for Godwin. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Open man is Godwin. It's complete.
And he is going to have a Jets first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw.
And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
Corey Davis, the intended receiver. But it's going to be 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
A throw to the flat for Carter.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Back to throw again.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. They'll look to throw again. Completes it to Davis. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
That's caught right side by Mims.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Now the Jets will call on the field goal unit here. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And that'll get the deficit back to 16.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Now Jonathan Taylor and the Colts offense retake center stage.
And as the numbers show, he really wasn't in the mix at the beginning, but they've got him in the rotation now, and it's proved a good move.
And that's what happens when you're a good player. There's a lot more attention drawn to you. And it's obvious that they had him in their game plan on defense, not letting him get off to a good start, but he's found a way so far here in the second half.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
A give for Taylor running right side.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Again, it's Taylor.
Fights off the defender. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. The Colts on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Winston. This to Hines on the drop-off. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. Here's Taylor. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
78 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
On 1st and 10, Winston.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
On 2nd and 10, Winston. He'll find Hines out of the backfield. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Winston. And that will be incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up fourth. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
Well, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They'll check this one down to Carter. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Back to throw now on 1st down. Throw right side, caught by Davis. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Uncorks one for Davis. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Big yardage that time for the Jets. One of the good things about throwing it in his direction, he usually has the size advantage on those 2-man catches.
And what I like about his game is that he carries himself at his full height. He understands it's an advantage and uses it at every opportunity.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Carter. And a nice pick up there. It gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? Carter again. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal. They'll set up a throw. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Grover Stewart, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it. Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's more. And he will be brought down well shy of the goal line. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the 4th. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They run once more with Taylor. And some room to roam now. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 92 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, that's a carry they have to to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
On first down, Taylor. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Charles, when you talk about free safeties, I think one word comes to mind, range. And we saw an example of a rangy free safety right there.
And so much of being a good tackler is understanding and taking the right angles to a ball carrier. And that was just tremendous straight-line speed there. He eliminated the angles and was able to meet his man behind the line of scrimmage.
And the next-gen stats show us the top speed there, better than 18 miles an hour.
So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for the Colts, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they hit the 10-win mark now at 10-5. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for the Jets, it just keeps getting worse as they're going to fall to 1-14. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens.